going to be entertaining.
Ashley, we know what it takes to win a bodybuilding championship, right? The training, the diet, and all those kind of things. But what does it take to win a Miss Bikini competition?
That's a good question. You know,
I expect nothing less out of my mouth.
you know, it takes a lot of hard work, dedication, a lot of consistency. You know, we do train hard and we diet. You know, it's not easy, but I love what I do, and I can. I know I'm sure all these other women can agree. We really feel passionate about our sport. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Give her a big hand. You look fantastic. You deserve to win. And I hope you're back, okay?
And we are back. Welcome back to Pro Bikini News Network. I'm your host, Jourdanne, and in today's video, we got the Arnold Classic lineup for 2026 to talk about, and we're going to also recap some of the standouts from NPC Nationals in both the Bikini division and the Fit Model division. So it's been a crazy week, been a crazy couple of days. Two of my teammates, they did Nationals, and one of them did their first one in figure, and she got fourth in her class, T, so congratulations to her for her first ever national show. And Tommy, he did classic physique, and he moved up from 2 years ago, did not place to 8th place. And, you know, although he didn't come at his best, he came in a little flat, and now he's kind of thinking that instead of like putting himself on a weight limit, he's going to try to do light heavyweight, and he's going to say, if it takes a little more time to get there, that's what's going to matter. And I think that's something with national level shows now. It's like, even though there are less competitors in the show, even in classes, it is the quality of athletes that we have is like really high. And the USA is a powerhouse when it comes to creating the best athletes. Even girls who took second in their class, I was really impressed with them. And I think Class C and Bikini had a 1-point decision. And the girl in Fit Model who won the overall, her class was a 1-point decision. So I said those two were probably the standouts, and it could have gone either way. They both deserve their pro card, and even if that second place girl was doing the overall, I think she would have won it. But I really think it was really competitive, and that's what's going to be, and that's just how it is now. And people say, "Oh, it's not as good as it was." It's really competitive now, more than the past. With less people, it's really competitive, and you know, people have been doing this for years, and you see a different of experience level, and people who've done how many amateur shows for how many long and how many pro qualifiers for how many years. The overall winner in Bikini has been doing pro qualifiers for about 2 or 3 years now before she turned pro just this Friday. So you start to see like the talent pool like really rise up, and right away I think some of them can compete right away on a pro stage and possibly and do very well. So I mean, whatever you make out of it, it's what you do with it, with the pro card. You know, it doesn't matter where you turn pro, if you won the overall, if you won your class, even if you took second, you can make the best out of it. I could give you a perfect example right now. And still to this day, she has that record. Maya Astabe, she took second in her class at the USA's in 2019. And she's the only one that got to the Olympia stage out of all the people. I think the overall winner, and I don't know what happened. She was like, I think 21 years old. Did her first pro debut and got fourth, and all of a sudden she just stopped competing. But there are some people in that class still competing, but only one person's got to the Olympic stage out of like, I think 214 total girls. So I've always said this, it's, you know, the IFBB is meant to be for genuinely exceptional people. You know, cream of the crop's always going to go to the top. It doesn't matter what you won, you know, what do you accomplish? It's when you get, what matters is when you get to that final stage, and when you get to the ultimate destination, what do you do? So it's always that the top 10 is going to be the top 10 no matter what division. Even in Fit Model, we'll see who cream of the crop's going to be come in September of 2026. So yeah, I mean, I've said it's only 1 to 5% of the world that ever accomplishes that, and to be of that 1 to 5% means that you are generally exceptional. So we'll see the best people no matter what. They'll be the best people are going to be judged. The best people who come out and they're memorable, they're going to be the ones that stand out. And I will tell you this, there are 3 girls that were very memorable here, and I'm looking forward to seeing their futures and seeing what they do at the next level. So I'm probably going to touch up on the people who stood out to me. So I'm going to go and pull up, and I will give a shout out to Mike Nassif. It was his birthday that weekend, but he got 4 pro cards, 3 in Bikini and then 1 in Classic. So his athletes were definitely the ones that everyone was talking about with Kayn and Talia. So We'll look at each one. And this one's Mari. So we'll look at Kaylin. She was in, I think, the toughest class of them all. I mean, E-class this year, I think alone is the most competitive, most difficult class to turn pro in. So I don't have any stage photos. Let's see, I could pull up, unless he has one. No, Talia. I know Talia has some. Actually, I'm going to pull up NPC News. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm not going to give too much critique to amateurs because they're new pros. We don't have a good straight on back shot, back pose. Here we go. Actually, let's go to the front. So a lot of people were saying that she doesn't have the glute development or like wasn't there like yet, but I feel like she nailed it. This was pretty solid. If I was to say anything, it was just to come in more fuller. You could kind of see vascularity right here, but this is a good front pose. She's doing it very well. The hair, the suit, everything's good. Makeup could be a little improved, but then again, I'm not really seeing. Let me see what she looked like. It's the photo lighting. Actually, it's not that bad, but this is pretty soft for her. Yeah. See in the back. I can instantly tell that she just needs to come in a little more fuller. That's it. But honestly, this is a great front and back pose right there here. Now next level, when you go to the next level, obviously she's got to bring everything up. And if it takes more time for her to grow to be competitive on a pro stage, then I would totally do that. But you know, shout out to her. This is well balanced from her glutes to her legs, you know, shoulders, everything. It's just very well put together. And I definitely think being in the hardest class of them all, that's really hard to do. And for her to accomplish that feat, and she actually won overall in an amateur show, and I felt like she was ready for anything. So I think this was her. Let me see. This was maybe her first or second year doing this, perhaps. Let's go to Talia, because I was told to look out for Talia, Kaylin, and Brittany Lane. Brittany Lane took 5th in her class, which was the same class as Talia, but class C was a 1-point decision. Go share. See, I was kind of thrown off because I was used to seeing her in the teal suit, but red's fine on her. She just has that like pretty look. I thought she was a lot taller, but apparently she's only 5'2". I think because she has longer legs. I really like her posing. I mean, I think she can pull off red if she wanted to, but I like the teal. Let me show you what I was talking about. Yeah, it works well with her hair and her skin tone, the suit color, and I can't wait to see what she does at the next level. And then, oh yeah, Mari. She took 2nd in her class, but you know what? Don't matter. She's going to be something great one day. I don't think there was any videos, but see, pull up NPC News. Mariela. Yeah, Mariela. Let me get a front on her. There you go. That's solid. When I look at her, she has this like striking look, like this, like you're like gravitating towards her. She could smile. I wish you could, you know, I would just tell her to smile. You know, everything's well balanced from here, from her shoulders to her glutes, how she's doing this front pose. She has a longer torso. So, but everything from her hair to her tan, it doesn't look like it's blending in. Her hair has just enough dark, and the green suit really complements her. And I think a lot of green suits have been coming out this year. I'm not going to give too much critique because you know, they're new pros. Then go. I just think she could bring up her legs a little. That's if I was to give her any critique, and add more width to her shoulders. She's got a small waist in the back. Could use a little more upper glutes, but that's all I could say. But the hair is great, how it covers everything. It's, you know, I love the curls, how it gets down low. It's not, her hair's not on her upper glutes. So this is done very well. I mean, I guess it's like, I like her style, just her look and overall, right? So that'll be all for talking about nationals. Oh yeah, the fit model girl. I think her name is Faithlin. And shout out to Toxic for making this emerald green fit model suit. It looks great on her. Like we've been trying to find like someone who nails it, and this girl right here nailed it, because it was after June and Junior Nats where it was kind of like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm looking forward to seeing what she does on a pro stage. But the suit cut's great on her. The hair's great. You know, there's the balance of physique. There's nothing that's like too much. There's not too muscular. It's great development right there. I think the one was Danny, who took 2nd in the class. Here we go. And I actually realized it was Jane's athlete, Jane Jones. It's like, she kind of looks like you with the hair. But I was like, her and Faithlin were probably my favorites in the whole thing. But the suit cut's on point, small waist. How she does that is awesome. I like how she hits that front pose. Nice and simple and to the point. I like how she does that like 1-2 second delay before going back to her front. Like, watch again. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. There. Yeah. Good on her. I'm looking forward to fit model next year. All right. So going back, the Arnold Classic. We've been anticipating who is going to apply and get invited to go into the Arnold. You know, the Arnold's one of the most prestigious shows of the year. It's the second biggest show to the outside the outside. It's an invite only, so you'd have to apply and get accepted to do the show. And the Arnold Sports Committee picks 10 to 12 athletes from 6 divisions that they've decided to bring on to have into the show. So I know there's been talk about, and we get this every year, why they don't have certain divisions in the Arnold, but I feel like the divisions that they look at as like mainstream is what they're going to have in the Arnold. I mean, there's a good reason why you only see, you know, bikini, wellness, and, well, I guess fitness at the Arnold, because I think that's where the industry's headed to. Any promoter, if they want to have a pro show, they can decide what divisions they want to have or not, because they believe those divisions get an ROI out of it. They have sponsors, you know, people buy tickets to go and see it, and the fans want to see it. It has nothing to do with any other division, but honestly, at the end of the day, it's a business, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is no different than any other promoter. You know, he's a private promoter. He pays sanction fees to the IFBB to have his show being ran. He puts up prize money for those divisions, and they have a ton of sponsors. And then what the best part is about the Arnold is it's well ran, great athlete fan experience. The show ends like on time and scheduled, as well as just how the production is and everything. And plus now, because of so many sponsors and how big it's gotten, the live stream's for free. You'd have to pay $80 for the Olympia. I'm not bashing the Olympia, but they have a free live stream, and that's the cool part about it. And it's rewindable. But another thing is how the athletes are, you know, obviously the main attraction is open men's and classic. I mean, for a couple years now, classic was getting paid more than the Olympia was. Plus they give a best poser, and now classic's prize money is 6 figures at the Olympia. Now it got announced at 6 figures at the Arnold, and the men's open, which is main attraction, is getting more than what the Olympia puts out. So when Arnold goes out and says, I have the best show, as in I have the best bodybuilding show on the planet, he's saying I have the best open men's show, which is, as you know, kind of everything. But there were athletes in men's physique that chose not to do it because of his comments. He never insulted any athlete. All he said was he doesn't understand, because listen, he's 68 years old. He's kind of like, he just sees open and classic, and that's kind of the divisions he likes. And Brian Powers, who's executive director, decides what's going to work and what's not. And obviously you have to look at the numbers. You know, there's a bodybuilding show, there's a strongman going on, and then there's an expo, all happening in the same weekend. And the expo goes until Sunday. So even after the bodybuilding show on Saturday, there are people who can still stop by the expo on Sunday and, you know, check out athletes, check out brands. And it's a lot to even put it out, you know, to get space and all that. So I understand how everything goes, but everything runs so well. The athletes have a great experience. They fly the athletes in, they give them board, hotel, they give you stipend. I mean, you can't tell me that's not a great experience to have just as an athlete to do that. And your hotel's connected to that sky bridge where you just get into the expo stage, or I think it's like in a auditorium. I mean, the only thing I don't like about it is the floor seating, but you know, I mean, if you're going to pay that premium for platinum tickets, you know what the best part is? VIP tickets, whoever gets it first, they get to pick their seats. Unlike the Olympia, you're a VIP. The seats are random. Unless you're the owner, and you can pick right up in the front of the center. So that's some things I've always wanted to go to an Arnold Classic. I'm hoping that this is the year I get to go to one. My coach and my teammates are planning on going, so we're going to share a place, and you know, for a couple of days. I don't know how long he's going to be there, but I plan on at least, you know, just probably going to get the expo tickets, and probably not going to go to the finals, because you know, finals are expensive, and I don't want to have a seat where I'm just looking at a screen. I want to look at the stage. If I'm ever going to go to finals, I'm looking at the athletes. I'm not looking at a screen. I've kind of made this. I mean, I'm still going to be a VIP for the Olympia, no doubt. But yeah. So let's talk about the athletes, because that's what it's all about. So we have the top girls from the top 10. We have Ashlyn, we have Amy, Lurley, Ashley K. We have Jourdanne. We have Raina. They've all placed in this past Olympia. Phoebe is back. Kayn is doing her first Arnold. Sharon's doing her first Arnold, and Zinyi's doing her first Arnold. She just competed in that show. She just took second. So let's talk about the athletes. So let's start with, since it's in right here, Ashlyn. So she took second at the Olympia. Last year at the Arnold, she took third. And she's had one of the probably one of the best years ever. I mean, with what with her momentum and what she's been accomplishing, I definitely think that she could be going for the Olympia title. She's already qualified. I would have told her to crop her hair just a little bit right here, but she just needed more legs to match her glutes. But honestly, if she just brings even those slight improvements, she's going to be a contender to go for a title. So I don't want to say that right now she's the front. I think right now it's kind of open to say, but like, and up until like last week of February, I'm probably going to say probably going to have like a top 10 because people drop out. I'm hoping nobody drops out. Pray to God nobody drops out for whatever reason. But I definitely think that she'll be one of the top girls in to go for the title here. And we'll go Ashley. So she just got her 55th win in Argentina. This is from the Battle of the Bay. And she hasn't done the Arnold since 2023. I think she took fourth, I think. Fourth or third? Fourth. But people ask, why has she not done it? I feel like she wants to time things and take good time off for her off season. So, I mean, she plays strategy. She's won the Arnold twice, but any show she's in, she is a contender to win it. And she possibly could win her third Arnold. But from her Olympia look, she just wasn't, she just wasn't full. She wasn't as conditioned. And she knows this. She goes back and does her homework. I think that World Classic, despite having that bad backdrop with the rain and stuff, that would have probably won, right? Raina. Huh? Oh, they spelled her name wrong. That's why, right? Raina, she's had an amazing year this year. She's won 3 shows. Got 11th at the Olympia. I think she has a lot of potential to be a top 10 girl and eventually be in that top 5. So I definitely see it's year by year that she's improving. And he showed that she is the contender to win it. And this is going to be exciting to be on the Arnold Classic stage. I think for her, if she fixes her front pose and she doesn't come in so hard, and she is not as hard as like sometimes that often she comes in, she's definitely someone that, is a potential Olympia contender and someone who can win the title. See, now that was from 23. See, I like the purple suit on her more than the red. She's done teal, she's done pink, but I like purple on her best. When she comes out, you could see that confidence on her, like she's smiling. I liked her RGV look. I liked her what was it, Republic of Texas look the best. But if she fixes her makeup, her front pose, and that's hard to beat and it's hard to go against her. I could potentially see her in that 3 to 5 spot. So then Jourdanne, she's been top 10 twice. This year she was just outside the top 10 and got 12th. I don't think this is one of her best physiques that she brought to the stage, but it's still a strong physique. And any show that she's in, she's a threat to win. I mean, she's done the Arnold. I think her last Arnold was 22 and she took 5th, and all the girls ahead of her are a current or a former Miss Olympia now. So I don't think we have anything from the Olympia. We do have the Atlanta Pro, which I feel like she nailed it spot on. I do think for her, she just needs to be coming a little tighter and just match her legs to her glutes. See, we have Lurley, and as of today, I realized that as of yesterday, I just learned that she's now working with Damien as her new coach. Her Olympia was not her best look, and I honestly think her surrounding herself with a great team, I think she's going to be really good. It was not her best look at the Olympia, but when Lurley is on, she's hard to beat. She's like hard to go against. So definitely could say that she can possibly win the Arnold again and go for it. And you know what? See nothing. Do we have any individual? Let me see if we have the video. No, that's fine. We'll just take this right here. Obviously, she was not the best in the back, but in the front, she's hard to beat. But in her back, if she nails it, that's hard to go against. So her worst placings are 6th place at the Arnold and the Olympia. But every time she's in a show, it's always that front runner to win it. So I definitely think that she improves from that and gets back to it. No way she's going to be someone to not contend with. I definitely think that even though if she's off, then you can tell. But if she's like on, she's winning it. And we have Amy. So Amy's been killing it this year. She's just a savage. She's won 18 shows now. She took 2nd at the Arnold twice, and I thought she was not going to even do it. But she's going to be doing the Arnold. She's going to go for the win here. Like, she took 2nd to Lurley. She took 2nd to Vanya. And Vanya's not going to be in the Arnold because she's still recovering from her back injury. But let me see from, what was it? big man weekend? Anything from the big man? Here you go. Here's from Madrid. But with Amy's momentum and what she's been doing, I definitely think that she could possibly go for the win here. This is not me just favoring Amy, but I definitely say that, you know, it's going to be difficult. You have two former Miss Olympias here. You have the second best bikini competitor in the world right now. So it's going to be tough for one of those girls to win. I could say half these girls in this lineup could possibly go for the title. Not only at the Arnold, but also at the Olympia eventually. Then we have Ulana. She won the overall at the Arnold Amateur, so she got an invite to do the pro show. She had a pretty good season. She got third in her first show. And I think two other shows, even though she didn't place, I think Chicago, she took 8th. So she's now, let's see, I think the thing with her, she just needed to have just more of everything. She did get surgery recently, so she's had enough time to recover. And if she's brought everything up, I definitely think that she's recoverable. She loves Lurley, and she wants to. And guess what? This is her best opportunity to go compete against her idol. So yeah, I'm excited to see her what she brings. Like, she's got a beautiful look to her, but she told me like she has this like Slavic face. Like, she's not really the one. Like, it's hard for her to like put on a smile. Like, she's happy to be there, but it's just kind of like her expression. All right. Tiana, I think she's going to be the youngest probably since, well, she's going to be 22 in January, so she'll be the youngest since Isa to do the Arnold. And Beatrice, let's see, do I have anything from, here we go. I mean, I'm excited to see her do her first ever Arnold Classic. I'm going to have her on soon, so we have to talk about some things. I mean, she just needs a lot, just a development. She needs to find a way to come in fuller and not too like lean and shredded. I'm excited to see she won the Nevada State to qualify for the Olympia. We have Sharon. She qualified for Columbia. She's always been like right there to win it. And then she finally got to her first Olympia. She did win a show, and she did win that Brazil show. So she's one show away from winning to qualify for the Olympia. She has such an amazing physique, but I think for her, it's just nailing the conditioning and the peak. Zinyi, so she's a 2-time Olympian. She's very competitive in US shows. She's taken second. She's taken third. She got such an amazing physique. I just think it's how she does her front that throws her off. This is from her show that she just took second at recently. The backdrop, man, it's just too much going on. Like, even the pictures I had when I posted it, it's kind of almost like they blended in. When I saw that red and orange from like check-ins and stuff, I'm like, oh man. But she has such an amazing physique, and his is much better with the black backdrop. I don't know if it's because she comes in way too big in the back, or it's just maybe her front. If I was to give her any critique, it'd probably be most likely that. I mean, she's got insane glutes in the back when she turns around. And these girls from Asia, they have such amazing genetics from like Korea, Japan, China. Yeah, Yuyanga from Mongolia as well. It's either they come in way too hard or they come in way too lean. But you know what? This is a tough lineup. This is an Olympia level lineup. We'll see how she does. And then we have Marie Eve. She took third at the Arnold UK 2 years ago. And she won Tampa this year. And she has such a great physique. It's just, she has to come in like she's memorable. She's won US shows from Canada. Excited to see what she brings. Here's much better photos. Definitely think she needs a little more hamstrings. Well balanced. And last but not least, she's back. Phoebe. She hasn't been on stage since 24, which was the Arnold UK. I think that she really needed that time off, just from competing so much and from being burnt out. She did play 7th at the Olympia in the past, and she's done in every show that she's always been in the top 10. Only at the Olympia in 23, she was outside the top 10 in any pro show she's ever done. Let's see. Do we have anything from her last? These going to be reels. See, let's find something that's not a reel. And I love Phoebe. I love, she's obviously a fan favorite because people love her and they love her journey. And she's now working with a new coach, so we'll see how that all goes. But amazing poser. I definitely think it's just nailing the conditioning for her. Here we go. This is one. It's just nailing the conditioning in the back because she's the tallest one. She's about 5'9". So now that she's had time off and coming back, we'll see how it all goes. All right. I think that's all. All right, guys. That's all I have for today. I'm excited to see this lineup. We do have Q and RA, and I do have another guest coming up, and I'm going to have more of that coming up. I thought about recapping the show this past weekend, but I'm just gonna like leave it because I feel like we've done that all year. There's over 115 shows this year, so I'm going to continue to do Q&A. I'm going to continue to have guests. I really appreciate you guys' love and support from the interview I had with Daraja, that she's back. I will continue to do that. I will continue to ask good questions, and like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.